This is the TheAndresSegovia Show.
Hey everyone, it's Andres coming at you with another video. I asked the question on my review, would you like to see me do a video where I give you the first few things to do with your new unplugged phone? And those that responded all had said yes. So this is that video. I have a list of 5 things that you can do with this, and some of them are not exclusive to the unplugged phone experience, but still, this is more tailored to those of you that are using an unplugged phone. Whenever I get an Android device, whether it's a de-Googled one or a commercially available one, I always go to the settings and I look for About Phone. So you go down to About Phone, I go all the way down to find the build number. Over here, you type the build number 5 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In my case, no need, you are already a developer. What that means is I've unlocked, if you go to System Settings, Developer Options. Developer Options gives you the hidden menu on many more things that you can do with your device, but don't just go around tinkering with this thing if you don't know exactly what you're doing. But for those of us that are in the know, we know what a lot of these things are, and we can definitely get more control over the functionality of our device. The second tip I have for you, and this is what I do on every device as well, is I go over to find a display. When I go for the display, I usually look for it, and they either call it adaptive refresh rate or screen refresh rate or adaptive display. They have different terms for it, but usually it means the screen refresh rate. When you first look at it on the unplugged phone, it should be set to standard, which is a refresh rate of 60 hertz. This is what you're able to get more mileage out of your battery with. I don't want that. Once you go higher with the refresh rate, honestly, you'll never ever go back. On my other devices, I have a refresh rate of up to 120 hertz. So once you see it, you really can't go back. So I always look for this, find yours. In this case, the unplugged phone, hit high. Yes, you will be experiencing a faster battery drain compared to the standard, but believe me, it's worth it. All right, so the next thing you do, go to your browser, you type f-droid.org so you can get the Fdroid store. If you're not familiar with Fdroid, I talked about it in my review. This is probably the most important third-party app store you need to get. This is where you get free and open source software applications for your device. And through it, you'll be able to install a third-party Android app store or Google Play Store, such as Aurora and a bunch of other applications that will not appear on the Unplugged store or in Fdroid. But installing Fdroid also gives you access to another tool you're going to need here for tip number 4. Tip number 4, if you type text, and you go to text-to-speech output. It's under the accessibility options. Go to text-to-speech output. Your screen will look a little different than mine depending on when you're watching this. This will all be grayed out because the unplugged software, LibreOS or LibreOS, does not come with a text-to-speech output preferred engine. So when you click on preferred engine, it'll show up as blank. It won't even give you an option. I downloaded eSpeak through Fdroid and it was able to work just fine. This is important because text-to-speech is how the device is able to read the screen out loud, mostly for those that are vision impaired. But a lot of applications that have voice commands or screen readouts to you, or even turn-by-turn directions on certain map applications, they require a text-to-speech output engine. So you can experiment with other preferred engines out there if you have the patience to go through them. In my case, I used eSpeak. You might run into one that's called Ronic or Ronica. I recommend you do not use it because it does not work well with the device. It tends to crash the system settings here, so I can never go beyond just selecting that. I can't get it to work, but I got eSpeak to work just fine. So my turn-by-turn directions on an application that I use for maps works just fine now. Just letting you know that you do need to have one of these installed for yourself. So you gotta just go to the Fdroid store and just download it from there. Just type eSpeak and voila, there it is. And tip number 5, the last thing you would do is literally make it your own. When you get the unplugged phone, it already comes with the UP UI, that's the unplugged user interface. That's what you've been using this whole time. But you can also customize the look and feel to however you want. I have the other 2 launchers here, as you can see, and I just transformed my Android into a Windows Phone 10. You can do this and a bunch of other stuff to this device. Hey, this thing looks like an iPhone from the back. You can make this look and feel like an actual iPhone with different launchers that are available. In my case, I got mine through the Aurora store, so you can make it work. Certain launchers do have ads, so just letting you know you won't be able to pay the premium to be able to get those ads removed. So I wouldn't recommend getting a launcher with ads. But if you can get one that works well, that you like, you can customize everything here to make it your own. So go ahead and do that, even with your commercially available Android device. Thank you so very much for watching this latest episode of The TheAndresSegovia Show. Learn everything about me over at www.TheAndresSegovia.com. Follow me across the socials at TheAndresSegovia on X_Andres Segovia, and I'll see you in the next one.